All right, Transformers, we back live. Oh gosh, it's so I was so excited about getting back. I was doing so many things. See, this is what I was talking about, having so many things to do through the course of the day. And I've been Zooming all day. You know, when you have kids and so forth, you all have families, so you know what I'm talking about. And so we started, yesterday was a good broadcast. We got a lot of insight. There were some people that sent me some tweets and so forth, and I told you all I'm kind of new with this Periscope, but I was able to go back and see them last night. For those persons who were sending hearts and stuff out and tweets and comments, thank you for those persons who did. So let's get started. I won't hold you long. I'm rushing, trying to wind down for the evening, but I've been running around all day long, and I just want to get in just kind of what we were talking about yesterday. We had a really good session together, and for those persons who are newly joining us, you know that this week's transformational vitamin is that of love and prayer. And so I started the broadcast with sending out condolences regarding the families and the tragedies and so forth and so on, those things that all of us feel some pain and so forth for. So I wanted to send that out again as well. And we talked yesterday about the notion of love, and we talked about a few things, what love meant, how do you go out and start sharing love, peace, joy, and so forth. And I gave you a few things, and I'm hoping that you were able to jot those things down so we can talk about something briefly here just for a minute or two. But today I started really thinking about, when we talk about sharing love, some of the things that sort of come in the way of that. So things like challenges, obstacles, barriers, setbacks, all those things that sort of find their way into the realm of our daily activities, or the things that we've been trying to do for so long. We have the challenges, the setbacks, the obstacles, the barriers, all those things that tend to come our way, and sometimes can be a distraction for us and keep us off course. So in the essence of love, I wanted to talk about the barriers and so forth, and I wanted to give you an example of me personally, how trying to share love, the loving person that I am, but how to share love and through a difficult time for me. For those persons who probably don't know, for years I had an alcohol problem. I drank excessively. In fact, it consumed me so much. It was a vast part of some dark years for me. And so I thought about this today through a meditation, because that's when everything sort of comes to me. And I thought about how I could share my personal story of dealing with the alcohol abuse and smoking, and being outside of the world into a different place, being intoxicated, but more importantly, how it was difficult for me during that time to share love, to talk about love, to be joyous, to bring peace, when in fact my peace and my joy and my love was transcended through that of alcohol abuse. And so I'm going to say that here today, and I share that with you because I know somebody is also going through some type of struggle that you are dealing with and that you aren't able to shake off right now. It could be drugs, could be alcohol, could be another type of addiction, could be something, could be people, something that may be standing in your way as a barrier to maybe prohibiting you from being able to share love. And so I want you to think about, for a moment, as you've begun this week in trying to share love, I want you to think about the barriers, the challenges, the obstacles, and all those things that have kept you, and even situations, people, and things that have kept you from sharing love, bringing peace, and embracing joy for the world. That's what we're talking about this week from the Transformers Academy, and we'll talk about this every day this week until Saturday's live broadcast, which I will post Saturday morning for you all to capitalize on everything that we've talked about. Thanks for your comments and so forth. But I want you to think about, as we leave this evening on this short broadcast, think about what is in your way now that is prohibiting you from sharing love, from being peaceful, to being joyful. Is it an addiction? Is it alcohol or drugs? Is it someone? You know, sometimes people can be toxic because they could be in the negative form, and sometimes people inadvertently, consciously or subconsciously, tend to be hindrances for us. And sometimes when people become hindrances for us, they sort of keep us from doing things that we really want to do. Okay, so I know that because you're sharing your time with me, I know that many of you want to share love, have begun to share love, but there may be some issues that you may be having that you haven't released, that you haven't stumbled across, that can guide you to show love, God's love, joy, peace, and love that we've been talking about. Okay, I know I am talking with someone. I'm hoping that someone is listening who has something on their heart, particularly that of keeping them from sharing love. The Transformers Academy this week specifically talked about love. With everything going on in the world, all the tragedies, all the loss, all the setbacks, which is becoming so readily, unfortunately, often for us. It's becoming a part of life for us here. It's becoming a way of life. We're becoming desensitized because these occurrences are happening so much. And so now we're scratching our heads, our hearts are open with sores. And so I wanted to share that of love, because I know I don't have a definitive solution, but I do know that love brings hope, love brings peace, and love brings joy to mankind. And so once we're able to try to find that love, we can share it. When we embrace the love, the share, the joy, the peace, then another mankind, someone else, once you're able to do that, others tend to follow. It's almost like negative behavior. Sometimes, unfortunately, negativity rubs off or rubs against us if we're in a toxic environment. It's the same thing with doing good. I believe that if you do good, if you share love, peace, and joy, and your hopes for mankind is that we have a better place, that we can be safe, enjoy our families, enjoy our communities, and give people hope so that people won't self-destruct, destroy the world. I mean, these are things that I'm hoping that you and I can tap into. And I think that if each one of us do a small portion, as much as we can. I talked yesterday specifically about not necessarily doing monetary things or things that are tangible, but something that comes from your heart, something that comes from your heart, from a sincere message from you, a greeting, a smile, a communication gesture, making people feel good by your actions, doing things without any remorse or recourse, just because. That kind, warm spirit that you can bring on people that transcends and automatically make people feel good. And when we have enough people feeling good in the world, we'll have less people feeling bad and wanting to destroy the world. So I'm hoping that tonight you all enjoyed this broadcast. You know I am on Periscope every single day. I begin the day from the Transformers Academy with a quote of the day, which I post on LinkedIn, Twitter, bodybuilding.com. Oh, thank you. That's our family there as well. They've been following us. WordPress, Branded Me, and all these other sites. We post things because we want people to be able to strategize and do things that are productive both in their personal and professional lives. We spend 80 to 90% outside of our home, but I was always told that take care of home first. Bring love, peace, and joy in your home, and then you can share it on the outside. I hope that this message is reaching someone. I hope that someone is contemplating not destruction, not hatred, not self-destruction, and not anything that would be destructive for anything in mankind. But I hope goodness comes here, and I hope that you share your time with me as much as you can. And don't forget to reach me on YouTube, DrAngeloReynolds.com, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all those social media platforms where we spend a lot of time sending out messages and quotes and so forth. And your information and comments have been so helpful for us. Okay, tomorrow look for me again. It's usually around 7 o'clock. I try to get here. I'm a little late today. But look for the post in the morning. And go to the website, DrAngeloReynolds.com. Subscribe to our Transformers list, because you'll be able to get personalized videos, quotes, affirmations, and things that we don't generally get a chance to send out to the general public. You can become one of our Transformers. Take a look at what we do, how we do it, why we do it. But the most important thing that we try to do is to embrace joy, love, and hope, and peace to human mankind. I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr., and if God's will, I'll see you again tomorrow. Be blessed, but more importantly, let's bring love. Good night.